the folks that have been listening to my show when they've been trying to work with this stuff. And what we agreed on was that this is the way I'm doing this show. They said it's definitely helping them understand when they walk into a courtroom setting, and that's exactly what the beginning of my show thing says. It says this is a description of uncommon law. It's like, look, today when men and women walk into a courtroom, they think it's what's going on TV, but this isn't enough. You know, I'm just trying to help you people that when you walk into a courtroom setting, that you have a kind of an understanding what the hell is going on, and that you know, this again just laughed at by all these people on the other side of the bench. So Dan said, he says, man, I had a wonderful time in court today, Carl. He says, man, like I understood every damn thing they were saying for like the first time ever. I understood when the judge was doing it, and when they did sidebar, and when they were talking on sidebar, and I heard them talking and what they were saying, and then they started again. He's like, wow, man, Carl, this was a lot of fun. He said, I never had fun going to court. It's like, right, it's like going to see an opera, like sang in Swedish or sang in Italian. It's like, what the hell are they saying? Hell if I know, man. Let's get the hell out of here, man. Let's go get a hot dog and go bowling. This is bullshit. You know, I think they're screaming something. I don't know what the hell they're screaming. I don't know, maybe Swedish. Hell if I know, man. I'm out of here. But that's what you feel like when you're going into court. So that's how you control those people. Say, hey, you want me in here? Yeah, well, you know what? You're going to speak in my language. I'm not going to speak legalese. You show me a law that requires me to speak legalese. You show me. You show me the law that says that. No, that's an effing rule. And it's always those that subscribe to those rules, like attorneys and pro se's. They have to abide by those rules because they bound themselves to those rules. I didn't bind myself to that.
Okay. Now I get it. They have to follow their rules, not you, as a man.
Right. Unless you're pro se.
And if you let them convince you to be pro se, you just said, I agree to be a lawyer for a day.
Right. Yeah. They're going to give you a temporary work permit, like a temporary Teamster card.
Right. There you go.
Just for you for that day.
My judge trying to keep on saying, are you a fan pro se? And I was like, no, I'm speaking for myself. You know. Well, are you a fan pro se? No, I'm not. She did it like 3 or 4 times, and then said, well, in this court, we only understand pro se.
There you go. Now, do you understand why you said that?
Why she said that? Well, yeah, because I was in their statutory court, which they only understand pro se in their language, their legal language.
They only speak Chinese legalese. It's Chinese to you and me, but they tried to make legalese sound like English. They tried to make it sound like common parlance. That common parlance just means the common language, or the common vernacular, the speech pattern of the people that live in Chicago.
Yeah.
Which only people in Chicago could understand. Exactly.
And now I understand why you say you have to get it out of their court and get it into the court of record, into your own court to conduct your own court. Because you said,
when the judge said that to you, you could look them square in the eye and said, and in my court, that is an abomination.
Well, no, what you say to the judge, no, don't do that because that's hateful. You say, well, then, Judge, obviously we're on the wrong side of the court. Let's take this over to common law. That's how you convert it over into common law. You wish to convert it into common law. Say, Judge, well, then obviously we're on the wrong side of the court. I wish to convert this into a common law trial. There you go. Now you got common law.
What I went in there for was a continuous, so I got that. So now we on to the next step.
But do you understand how fast somebody like me can convert it over to a common law court? And why I want you guys to learn how to do it just as fast? Don't say it's an abomination. That sounds fucking funny, but don't do that silly shit. Say, come on, Greg, you're supposed to say, oh, nice cover there, buddy. Sometimes when you say something that silly, I got to jump on you, Greg. But you're a sharp guy. But sometimes
it is an abomination. We look at
Greg. It's in your mind. Your mind and my mind, we know it's an abomination, okay? But don't let your feelings spill out into your guts into the courtroom, man. Don't let them show you your pink underwear. You know what I'm saying? Keep it covered up. Yeah, keep it in your pants. Just say, oh, we're on the wrong side of the court then. And then I require that we move this hearing into the common law. Or
what about using line of questioning, like you gave an example for it a few calls ago, several times, where you just look at the judge and go, do you say I broke the law? you look at the prosecutor, do you say I did this? Is that your belief? And then boom, just by the fact that you did that as a man, and he said he did it and he believed it, you can actually have moved it to common law just by asking.
Well, I get them all by their first name. You got to get their first name too. Do you say? You say you. Do you? You know, you could say, do you say? Because only man has vocal cords, and only man can say. A policeman can't say. So yeah, you don't really have to get their first name, but I love throwing their first name at least somewhere in there. Like, hey, Bob, do you like to be called Judge, Your Honor, Sir, Bob Jones? What, Bob, Sir, Your Honor, Bob, Your Honor? What do you like? Bob, Your Majesty, Bob, Your Highness? Or what do you like to be called? Like, Your Honor will be fine. Okay, thank you, Bob. From now on, I'll call you Your Honor. But that way you're dragging him, you know, you're saying, look, your name is Bob. But, you know what, if you want to be called Stinky, I'll call you Stinky. You know, if that's what you like to be called, your nickname. But honestly, I know you're Bob. See, I try to get that. But like I said, you can just make it simple, right? Just by saying, you say. Because only man can say. But you got to make sure that, like I said, you're dragging them over to common law. Because Coca-Cola could say something against Pepsi in like equity or administrative courts and stuff like that. Coca-Cola could say something against Pepsi. But not in a court of record. Not in common law. Not in the law that's common to the people of the land. Not in a court of record. Attorneys have no standing. Anybody who's got first-hand testimony who come forth, they have say. But if you don't have any first-hand knowledge or testimony or anything, that's what everybody does, that Trenzi versus Bagliaro. Because the attorney has no first-hand knowledge of anything that transpired during a transaction of the events that he's supposedly filed an affidavit about. So that's a great affidavit, buddy. Now stick your hand on the Bible and say it's true. Oh, I can't do that. Well, then why'd you put an affidavit into the court? Well, I was just trying to bluff everybody, man. I was just trying to scare the shit out of the other side.
Well, actually, what they come up with is a verified and sworn complaint. Here, I noticed it's really not even. Is that considered an affidavit, or is that just
yeah, sure,
sworn complaint?
It's sure. But they got to come back in the open. Now they got to come to the open court, put their hand in the Bible, and affirm it, or take an oath that it's all true. And if there's one little thing in there that's fucking not true, oh man, they set themselves up to be sued because they brought a false claim into the court. See, you're saying a verifiable complaint. I don't want a verifiable complaint. I want a verifiable claim.
Right.
Because only a man can make a claim. And when a man says something that's not true against a fellow man, he's going to be held liable for damages. I don't want no verifiable complaint. I want a verifiable claim. Do you have a claim, yes or no? See, because a complaint is some silly bullshit, man, that, you know, you have no claim, you're just whining about something, so hopefully somebody believes you. Well, I have a claim, and I believe me, and I just need 12 other people to believe me, or 7 out of 5 to believe me in a civil matter. You see what I'm saying?